Let's talk personality. Now, I might not be the best person to talk about this, or talk about anything at all, really. But I've always been fascinated with personality and an individual's behavior. I find it very interesting, and I always have questions, even in regard to my own behavior, attitude, motives, etc. One little category in particular that I'd like to discuss today is the whole introvert-extrovert personality type. I feel a lot of people think they know the definition, but actually don't. I myself am an introvert, a huge one. People that know me from my social media page love to argue this and send me DMs saying, "You're not an introvert, you're a big flamboyant extrovert. I know it, because I saw you dancing at a party once, and you film yourself all the time doing silly things. Of course you're an extrovert, you have to be, blah, blah, blah." Look, none of those things matter when it comes to this, because you want to know the truth, you want to know the cold hard facts about this whole ordeal. The truth is, we all have both introvert and extrovert qualities within us, baby. We all do. Both. Everyone has some degree within them, but almost every single time, one side will be more dominant than the other. So either you're more introverted or more extroverted, but you'll never be 100% one or the other. That's what people don't understand. So a lot of people like to say, "Oh, I'm both." Yeah, but you're more on one side. You're not just both 50-50. So this is what I want to discuss. I want to talk a little bit about this and see where this goes. So the most basic and universal definition of an introvert is that they gain energy from being alone, and they lose energy from being social. Think about that for a second. They gain energy from being alone, but they lose energy by being social. An extrovert is the exact opposite. They gain energy from being social, but they lose energy from being alone. Interesting. It has nothing to do with their ability to be social, but more along the lines of social stamina, social endurance, whatever you want to call it. How long can you be social or alone until you start feeling mentally or spiritually exhausted? That's really what it is, basically. People like me, an introvert, are completely at peace when we're alone. I never think, wow, my situation would be so much better if I was surrounded by people right now, or at a social gathering when I'm in my room alone having a great time. Okay? Never happens. I never think that. It doesn't mean that I don't enjoy hanging out with people. I love hanging out with certain people. Even the people I like, I enjoy hanging out with them. But I'll tell you the truth, hanging out with people I like is a lot like taking vitamins. It's a lot like taking vitamins in the sense that you don't gotta take them. But if you take them, you know that they're gonna make you feel better in the long run. It's healthy for you. You know, it's healthy to socialize. It's healthy to be around friends. So again, it's like taking a vitamin for somebody like me. It's a cool vitamin. It doesn't taste bad. But there are also toxic vitamins. Of course, there are people that are not your friends that sometimes you're forced to be with. And it can be, they're vitamins that can drain you of your soul energy or even of your brain cells, depending on the type of vitamin. So just be careful with the vitamins. Now, remember earlier when I mentioned that you can have a more dominant side? A great way to check is to take the Myers-Briggs 16 personality test. It would give you an approximate idea of where you stand. In my case, I am more introverted with a 65% score on the introvert scale, meaning that my extrovert score is 35%. Just because I'm an introvert doesn't mean I don't enjoy socializing and being around people. I simply don't crave it as often as someone who is more extroverted. I really enjoy my time alone. I need it. If I don't have it, I start feeling like everything's shutting down mentally. I can only hang out with people for a couple hours, and then I start to just like, let me be alone. I need to be alone for like a couple minutes. I need to recharge my batteries. How do I recharge my batteries? By being alone. Even if it's a couple minutes, it's like plugging in your phone for a couple minutes to get that little extra juice. It doesn't turn off. It's good. You need the juice. Find it any way you can. An introvert also has no trouble finding ways to entertain themselves at home. So it is also a reason many introverts tend to have hobbies or niche little interests, because they're so comfortable being alone because they typically have something to engage in or something that really has them interested and working on something, getting better at a little something, a little project. They're always doing something, you know? But an extroverted person typically is not so hobby oriented as an introvert because they're so social. They like going to gatherings. That's their hobby. Their hobby's being around people, having fun, having a good time, partying, mingling, doing their thing, you know? Doing the old 1-2, juggling in front of their parents or something. I don't know, man. I'm just cruising right now. I'm just winging it right now. But remember, no one is just one of these things. Just because you're an extrovert doesn't mean you don't enjoy your alone time. Everybody enjoys their alone time. Just because you have a day where you're like, I'm gonna just chill at home today, I'm tired, I had a rough week, doesn't mean you're an introvert all of a sudden. It just means you're human. Everyone goes through that. Everyone has that. A good example that I like to joke around about is the whole COVID and the pandemic and the social distancing, quarantine, all that whole situation. Especially the first few months, that was an introvert's dream, okay? It was the perfect excuse to get out of every social event imaginable. Oh, I can't go out, man. There's a pandemic right now. Sorry, dude. Can't make it. It was a way that every introvert in the world could get out of any social gathering imaginable. The perfect excuse, baby. Oh, can you come to this thing? Sorry, bro. There's a pandemic. Gotta stay home. Can't make it. Can you take a rain check, bro? Oh, man. Guess I gotta stay home today. But for an extrovert, it was their worst nightmare. Forced to stay home, they went mad within their four walls, losing sanity and only finding comfort when surrounded by their friends, family, colleagues. It is not the best time for these people. That's the truth. It is not the best time in the world to be an extrovert right now. But trust me, once this pandemic is behind us, these people are going to absolutely thrive. And it's going to be the introverts who are suffering because they no longer have the perfect excuse to get out of these things. So, #disappointing. Also, I would like to include that there are a lot of pros and cons to each side. No side is necessarily better than the other. Introverts have a lot of cool things going for them, but they also have a ton of weaknesses. Same goes for extroverts. So, if you guys would like to hear me discuss these pros and cons a bit deeper, I would love to make a second video for you guys. If you guys enjoyed this one, drop a like and let me know that you liked it. Share the video. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And with your support, guys, I can continue to make more videos, more content, better content. So appreciate all the love. Peace out, guys.
That's a lot of nuts!